What's up, guys? Long time no see. Hey, first video of the season. We want to talk about arrow building and a little bit of our new gear that we got this year. So this morning we went out and put a little bit of bait out and checked some of our spots, changed the batteries out in the cameras, trying to get everything ready. So we're sitting at around August 31st, so season is sneaking up on us. So let's dive right into it with, we got Dakota here. He's going to do a little bit of arrow building for us today, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to touch a little bit on the subject of why we're doing our arrows, the way we're doing it. I know it's a big controversy. You've all seen the videos on YouTube. Everybody thinks, you know, one way or the other. There's no right or wrong way, if you ask me, in my opinion. Even as us as a group, we still have a few slight disagreements on arrow setup, but as a whole, I feel like we're all pretty much on the same page. So we're just going to kind of touch on that a little bit, but we're not going into depth today on why we think our arrows are set up the way they are, or why you think you should set up your arrows the way they are. So yeah, here we go.
I'm going to start by weighing all these inserts. About a 30 pack eye stem. Just in case. They all come in within 1 grain of each other. 49.5 being the lightest and 50.3 being the heaviest to 0.8 of a grain, which is pretty good. I'm just going to leave these like that and not move them. What we're going to start doing is fletching. So what's your cock bang, a white one?
Yeah. Really clean your arrows before you.
That one's got glue on it, just so you know.
All right, Blake's got the arrow all cleaned up.
I'm gonna have to clean that with acetone. Don't get it all mixed up. Don't do that.
So Blake, do you, what is your arrow setup?
I'm shooting a Serious Archery Orion. It's right at 500 grains with 75 grain insert, 150 grain cutthroat broadhead. And I'm still shooting the boning fletchings with a 7-inch vane. So I got about right at 15 to 17% FOC, somewhere in there.
Which is, for our area, I mean, that's pretty.
I like to have a little knockdown power, but I also like to have some speed behind it.
Because we are shooting mostly whitetails.
Yeah, and they're all skinny because we're in Texas.
Right. Yeah, they're a lot lighter.
But yes, I still want some knockdown. I think having a bunch of weight up in the front of your arrows got a lot to do with penetration, rather than weight overall, and the arrow flight. Some people like to shoot that super fast setup though.
And some like super heavy.
Some like
slow.
super heavy. I'm right there in the middle. The only reason my arrow's even 500 grains is because Haley's slinging them out there. The only reason my arrow's 500 grains is because I have a 29.5-inch draw. And my arrow's cut to 29.5 inches. A lot of added weight. I don't want to call some people out, you know, but some people have like 23-inch arrows. And they can go really light with some, still have good FOC.
Right. So by the way, guys,
That's why they're rips.
yeah, this is my new setup that Dakota's working on. I didn't mention that, but I went with the Rip TKOs. Dakota kind of got me on those. I was kind of sold whenever he mentioned that they were the cross weave design. I kind of like that. It kind of flattens out a little sooner, from what they say anyway, but it would make sense to be a cross weave carbon design.
Plus they just look good. They do look good.
They look good. So
Hard to beat that look.
obviously we're doing a fresh build, so I'm not sure on the weight and everything yet, but as soon as we're done we will update you on that. So while he's working on the fletchings for these, I went with the iron wheels this year. I'm gonna go ahead and try the iron wheels out. These are the 150 grain iron wheels, and that's what I will be shooting. So we'll test those out. Yeah, single bevel, cut on contact, got the bleeders. Yep, so that's what I'm going to be trying out. We'll see how it works. I've always been a mechanical Grim Reaper guy, so we'll see if we'll see what happens. And
Because you hadn't already changed your bow.
yeah, and this year we're finally getting into, well, I am finally getting into learning how to actually have proper archery equipment, so I can shoot cool stuff. Dakota's going with the Annihilators, and we'll show you those here in a little bit, but that's what broadhead he'll be running up front.
Okay, you gave it bucks. I'm gonna do the old stretch leg Armstrong.
I'm gonna do one arrow.
Is there something wrong with it? Where can I stop?
Well, I need one or two more shots. So put the silver Sharpie on the end, and then we square it. When all that silver Sharpie's gone, your arrows are square.
So you've got them fletched, and now you're squaring the arrow?
Yeah, you can. I should have done it before, but it don't matter. It's all the same end result. As long as you're square.
So when all the Sharpies are removed, and that means
Yeah. Should look like that. Those are square. And we'll put your knot back in.
Alright, we're going to finish out the rest, show you guys that. Alright y'all, so different day. Got a little late yesterday, and we were really hot and worn out, so we decided to pick back up on it today. Got a lot of rain and stuff going on now, so it's kind of nice in here. But anyway, so yesterday we got all the arrows fletched and hand squared.
Yeah, hand squared. And now we gotta just weigh all of them out, and we're gonna put our lightest inserts with our heaviest arrows, and vice versa, heaviest inserts with our lightest arrows. That way we kind of get them all in the same, as close to the same we can get them.
Gotcha.
We'll do those first. We're hunting arrows and try to get all those exactly the same.
Can't see it. And what are we doing again, Dakota?
weighing them all out and getting the actual weight, and then we'll put the lightest inserts with the heaviest arrows and the heaviest arrows with the lightest inserts.
Gotcha.
And we're cutting hairs here. We're not doing much. Because you want to shoot nocturnals, we'll do those first. Try to get all those as accurate as we can for the ones you're going to use for hunting. If we can get them all within half a grain, we'll be doing good.
Right. And so what Dakota's saying is I've got 6 arrows with, I'm planning on running 6 nocturnals out of a dozen arrows, and I'm just keeping the regular, nocks for basically my practice arrows or what have you, backup arrows or whatever, and then I would, add the nocturnals to those as needed. But so basically what he's saying is the nocturnals are going to be my hunting arrows, so he's going to work on those, getting those the most closest, right?
Yeah, closest. That one comes in at 50.2. $298.2. So 49 point. I guess we're still 50. Well, we got 49.7 on that. $297.7. 50 grand on that one. What that? There's one in there that's straight up 50.
Oh, I see why you can't do it like that, because the bevel's so big.
We gotta be kind of quick, because this ship will start solidifying within 5 minutes. Sets up in 5 minutes. Square. Set up. Yeah, it's like set up. Slapping down the hard. That's one of the problems with inserts, outserts. They don't square up on the front like that. Alright, so we're spin testing these now to see which ones spin out really good, and then we're going to mark them for his hunting arrows with we're going to mark the fletchings with a little line so that he knows which ones spin out with no clay. We've only found one so far that has a little bit, but that's on the back, the knock in, so it's not us, it's the actual arrow. Is that enough for you to see?
Yeah.
See the line? so we know that one spins out.
I think, yeah, that.
Double check where it'll line. That one spins out.
So yeah, they're squared, fletched, right helical. Inserts are now installed, and he's basically spinning them out to see which ones are that spin the perfect for my hunting arrows, basically. So we're going to show you what we're talking about here. When spin test, you should have
No play, should not wobble.
no wobble or no play, and as you can see, without my shaky hands, that's pretty perfect. And then you also look at the back. That's pretty dang good. So that'll be one of the hunting arrows.
I will show you one that has a little bit of play in the knock-in.
So then we just mark the good ones.
It's the benefit of white fletchings. And then here we'll show you one that has a little bit of knock play on it. That way they can see what we're looking at. And it's really hard to notice. It's not much, but it wiggles.
Let me see if I can double hand this and get it steady. Yeah, you can just barely see it.
But the front's good.
And then the front is perfect. And that's what we're doing. Just getting all the ones, basically making a perfect arrow for a hunting arrow.
That way there's no excuses this year.
That's right.
No excuses for bad shots.
No
if it's a bad
excuses.
shot, we just got to own it this year.
That's right.
We make sure all of our stuff is dialed and ready to go, and we're doing all we can to make sure we do effective and efficient kills. So
That's
the
right.
animal gets as fast as a death as it'll ever get.
Yep.
And we get to eat them. Taste goodness.
So after we spin these out, we're gonna stick some broadheads on and
That one's got a touch of play.
weigh them, and we'll tell you what my total arrow build will weigh and my total arrow setup looks like.
Front end of it, not clickbait.
Alright, so we've got 6 that are absolutely perfect, which will be, and actually most of these came out perfect. There's what, Dakota 4 that had just a, well, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that had a slight, well, I mean just bare minimum wobble in
all
the back.
the front ends had fantastic wobble. So I mean, or straightness. The fronts had no wobble on any of them, but the back end on the knock ends, which is weird. Sometimes I don't know how that played out, but all the fronts perfect.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna strap the broadheads on and check the weight. All right. So hunting arrow with nocturnal, everything fletched, fully built, 497.2. What the first one weighs. They should all be pretty close, but
We can do another one just to see. This broadhead is sharp in my hand.
yeah. And so if I didn't explain them well enough earlier in the video, these are the Iron Will SB 150s.
498.2.
498.2.
So 1 grain difference there. That's not. It could be in the broadheads. We'll match the broadheads. We'll take them, weigh them out, and figure out which ones line up. Like heavy broadheads to the light arrows, and light broadheads to the heavy arrows. That way we just get within close as we can get them. Probably need to do that right now.
Okay, so both of these arrows,
498.
broadheads were 498.
498.2.
498.2.
FOC. Hang on.
497.7.
So we have, from a medium of 498, we have 0.3 difference. So as of right now, we have, that one's got like 0.9. 497.7. So you've got one heavy one and the other one's. And if we can get all these within half a grain, we're about to be good.
497.5.
Give me that extra 0.2. Come on. Okay. Same number twice. So they're all within 0.7 of a grain. So we got all those arrows right there built within 1 grain of each other. So
That's pretty perfect. I mean, you can't get much better than that.
we're asking for, you're asking for perfection there. That's great.
Nice.
That's what happens when you take your time on the glue and make sure you apply the same amount of glue on the fletchings and the same amount of glue on the inserts, and then just play with them all to get them all as close as you can with heavy to light and light to heavy interchanging.
All right, guys. So this is the final product, fully built arrow. So these are the 50 grain. Basically, so let me start with. They are the 300 spine V3 gamers, the RIP TKOs. Use the regular blazer. The boning blazers.
What, the helical? We don't know the exact.
Fletching.
It's got a mild helical though.
Yeah, and it's got a right helical, mild. This is also a right spinning iron wheel rod head. Anyway, total weight was right around 498, and FOC came right in bumping 15%. So it was like 14.8, whatever. So I'm right at 15% FOC, which is pretty decent. You know, a lot of guys want to go a little higher, whatever, but 15% I feel like is pretty good. So yeah. Oh, the nocturnals, they added an extra 20. It's 20 to 24 grains. These are at like 22. So that did, before we weighed them without the nocturnals, I was at like 16.7 FOC. So with the nocturnals, it did bring the FOC down to 15%. So keep that in mind if you're getting into aero building and trying to do some of this stuff at home. Yeah. But I will say, on the nocturnals, the reason I do use these is because obviously I film and I can get the shot, you know, it shows up really well on camera. That's the reason I use those. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't. But all right, anyway, that's my arrow setup for the 2022 season, and we're waiting on Dakota's elites. You went with the gamers also, because
they didn't have any elites. I've been waiting on my elites for 4.5 weeks, and I finally called them and said to send me gamers, and they refunded me the money.
Yeah, so the elites were out, and he decided to just go ahead and go with the gamers too to get ready for the season. So we'll give an update on Dakota's. We may put it in a short clip or something and give an update on Dakota's build and see what his is. And we'll also tell you what plays are, but that'll have to be a later day. That's what we had time for today. So we'll get a little bit of we'll get a clip of shooting these when they're good and dry and everything, and we'll show you how they shoot. So we're gonna do a little shooting, and with the arrows that we just built, mine, they're stupid accurate. Stupid. I mean, even with the broadhead, they're darts. I'm super impressed, and can't wait to shoot an animal with them. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna show you these guys shooting a little bit, and I've got a little bit of slow-mo to show you guys on the arrow flight of my arrows. So let's check these guys out shooting back here. Where are you guys shooting from?
Way back.
Way back. They said way back.
Probably go to 76.
76.
I can't even see that far.
You want to shoot the deer or your target?
We can shoot the deer.
So they're shooting the deer target. Let me zoom in actually.
I wish 70. Good shot.
Oh my God, this thing.
My pin is the size of the deer.
Oh, a miss.
Yeah, mine
And a high shot.
It shot over the top.
How was high?
Whoever didn't miss was high, yeah. See it right there in the top of the bottles.
Mine shot high shit.
So once again, I went to.
You shot high
I'm shooting
left.
125s, and my bow's sighted in for hundreds, and I went to 70.
I'm gonna drop it back down. I'm gonna drop it to 70.
If I'd have been at 77, 78, I would have been alright.
I'm gonna drop it to 73 and see what happens. Since we're
I just put it on 70.
Five.
73. Okay, yeah. You think your bow's shooting faster?
No, I think it's shooting high because I moved my rest up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dead deer.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, it's a
73.
little bit forward, but
73.
it probably would have done the job.
I'm gonna have to move my whole sight up, I think.
Yeah, so we're still tinkering, guys, by the way. But they're just having a little bit of fun, but they're not all the way.
The best way to sight your bow in is to do it from a super long distance.
Oh yeah, I'm not sighting my bow. I'm not sighting my bow back into my new arrows.
Yeah.
So I'm not retuning everything to sight
So
it back in.
yeah, this is just for fun. This is not these guys hunting set up all that. They're not ready.
If we have pigs on camera tonight at 9 o'clock, we will be in the stand tomorrow morning at 6.
Hey, I'm down.
those pigs come in, we do.
Hey, they're all back.
Oh really?
Like I didn't show you the pictures. I had 2.5 hours of pigs at my spot.
2.5.
All right.
Where you guys shooting
Friendly
from?
competition here. We both got 2 arrows. We're gonna see who can get best.
How far is it?
77.
77 yards.
Yes.
You going for the deer target or what?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I was low.
He was too.
Well, how low was I?
Like, I think you nicked the belly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I don't see an arrow.
Like I said, I don't know where my
Back
bow
to
sighted in
73.
at because
Back to 73.
these are 125s and I sighted in with 100s, but I'm at 79 on the scroll now. Oh my god.
That's dead deer.
Yeah, I was about to say that had to be perfect.
That's a
Neck.
yellow neck.
I knew exactly where it was at when I let go. And I was like, oh, that's like right in the shoulder bone neck.
My bow is